Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, we'll be reviewing the Genesis GV70 with the 3.5T. Before we get in this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Genesis of Linden for giving me some time with this GV70. I'll include a link to their website in the description down below so you can check out what they have currently. If you have any questions, just ask for Mary. And then on a side note, I'll also include a link to my car buying guide as well. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a twin-turbo 3.5-liter V6 that goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 18 around town and then 24 on the highway, with power outputs being 375 horsepower and then 391 pound-feet of torque. Before we move forward with this review, I do want to mention, if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So starting with the hood, you guys can see the Genesis logo there, front and center. And then you've got the cool split light design here, and then notice how it's like blacked out at the bottom, but then you got this cool finish here on the grille. I think it looks great. But yeah, putting it all together screams luxury. Now around the side here, our tire wheel setup is 255 40 21 in the front and over in the rear. You can see with the wheels, really cool design. And then look at the brake caliper, that's blacked out to match everything else. See all the rest of the trim also blacked out. And then here's your full side view. And this leads us to the key fob. We've got our lock and unlock function. We got the opening for the hatch, remote start. We got the self park feature, and that's just to pop on the lights and we pop her open. Popping into the rear, you guys can see we've got a cargo cover built in from the factory. Now the GV70's Genesis is smaller SUV, but still pretty dang practical when it comes to space. I mean, that's not bad. When you're all done, just press that and then I'll lower the hatch right back down. Got the cool double light situation in the back, just like the front. You can see the 3.5T badge and then all the other badges. Cool with the exhaust tips, kind of looks like rocket boosters. There's the rest of the rear. Now take a look at the door panel. You can see with the stitching and all that, and look at the trim in general, really nice. Same with the speakers for the sound system. And then look at these seats, fancy. The overall design. Pop in quickly. Pretty typical for the segment when it comes to space. Got a little storage pocket here. Got some vents down below. More storage as well. And then headroom back here is pretty solid. Now take a look at the front door panel again. Really nice trim throughout. Now that's cool with the design down below. All of our window controls here. Their mirror adjustments. Mirrors do power fold in. You got your memory seat function as well. Blind spot monitoring with the mirrors. And then here are these seats, perforated all down the center. And we've got all of our adjustments and everything on the side. Massage seat function as well. And then look at the controls here with their hill descent control, stability, all of that. And then pretty fancy looking pedals. And look at the trim across the dash. It's really nice. So here's a quick look at the steering wheel. Nice trim all around. Like the stitching in the airbag cover, that's pretty cool. Paddle shifters on the back. You got a bunch of practical controls in the front, including for like adaptive cruise control, lane centering. And then look at the stocks, pretty fancy looking and just normal with the functionality. Here's a quick look at the gauge cluster, and we can scroll through and see different bits of info with that. But the cool party trick is with the drive modes. Changes depending on the mode that you pop it in. Little lightsaber there for the Sport and Sport Plus mode, so I think that's pretty fun. 360 camera system here, and this has the cool exterior shot too. So I think that's pretty fun. And then as for the rest of the infotainment system, quick response time with this, so easy enough to use. And if we pop over to the seats tab, so you can see a lot of the controls for it and all of that. And you can also control this, by the way, with a dial if you don't want to use the touchscreen. Like I said earlier, nice trim all across the dash. And then down below we've got our controls here for the climate, so it's like on a little screen system here. It's very interesting to say the least. Heated and ventilated seats too. Heated steering wheel, of course. And then the finish on these physical buttons here is nice. Got a little drive mode select down below, volume control, and then this is for the infotainment system. Dial shifter there for the 8-speed, and more of that nice trim on the side. Charging area here with some cup holders. And then got the center console. Nice trim on the top there. And then even the glove box has a nice handle. And then we've got a fancy headliner up top. There's a nice thing. And then a big panoramic sunroof. Here's a quick look at our window sticker, 2025 GV70 Advanced. Total MSRP $67,639. See how it drives. Let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's visibility of the hood, both mirrors. Throughout the rest of the rear. And show off the reverse a little bit. Wheel set off. That's cool to clock on the screen. It's kind of a fun little feature. But yeah, GV70. This version of the GV70 kind of, you could imagine this competes against like a BMW X3, M40i, Audi SQ5. It's kind of in that segment. Genesis doesn't quite have anything that's up in that RS or full-on M car range with their cars, but maybe we'll get that in the future. Who knows? But at the same time, it might not make sense because those cars sell in such low volume, whereas the middle of the line cars, the S cars from Audi and the M Sport cars from BMW, sell a ton of them. Turn signal camera, that's always another cool feature. We'll see right off the bat, smooth with the powertrain. Pretty solid. Suspension's pretty comfortable. So we'll pop it into the Sport Plus mode. Ooh, there is a difference. It's even more aggressive in the Sport Plus setting. And wait for this truck to go by and then we'll see what she's got. Okay, getting into it now. Ooh! It's quick. It is quick. 375 horsepower, 391 pound-feet of torque, no joke. It's impressive. This drives well. Definitely more of a focus on luxury than its competitors, right? BMW and Audi definitely focus more on sportiness than luxury. So that is the difference there. But yeah, great engine. I do wish that Genesis went a little bit more on the performance side of things with like the noise. Maybe, let me know if I'm wrong, but I think that some people might like that because BMW and Audi do that, right? They give you a little bit louder exhaust and all of that. I think that could be cool. Make like a GV70 performance. I think that would be pretty fun. But yeah, overall, I mean, it drives well. It's got tons of features. And yeah, Genesis is still really good value in the luxury car segment. Really nice interior. Like all the materials are nice in here. So yeah, it's just a very, very solid value. You get a lot for the money that you spend compared to the competition, which makes this extremely appealing, if you ask me. So with that being said, let me know what you guys think about the GV70. And let me know if you'd get this over, you know, M Sport from BMW, or, you know, S from Audi with like an SQ5 or an X3 M40i.